Okay, we got a brand new space. We're in a whole new environment, new camera lens too. I hope things are looking nice for you guys. I am very excited to be in a brand new looking area. We're definitely gonna spruce things up over time though. And well, it's perfect timing because there's some stuff to talk about for Marvel's Wolverine. All right, we got some news, we got some information. This is coming from the community. Okay, I have my doubts about what we're talking about today, but we're gonna talk about it. You see, the community is running rampant again, and they're thinking that Daredevil is going to be showing up in Marvel's Wolverine after something that Insomniac themselves had tweeted out. So maybe Insomniac is teasing this themselves. I don't know. We're going to get into all that here in today's video. Before we do so, I need you to hit that thumbs up button if you're looking forward to the Wolverine game. We're getting closer and closer to getting more information in spring, as they promised. And we still don't know if there's going to be a state of play this month. I've had my thoughts and a theory that maybe we'll get a new look at the game or just a little tease about something coming up for a PlayStation state of play dedicated to Marvel's Wolverine. But all right, let's jump into this. So people think Daredevil is going to show up in Wolverine, and this kind of brings me back a couple of years when we were covering Marvel Spider-Man 2. You guys might remember that there was like this secret room that was found in the game that looked to be very much teasing the Hand was going to show up. So we were all thinking like, oh my God, Daredevil's going to be in the game. They're going to do a DLC centered around the Hand. I thought that would have been amazing. And then there was no DLC for Spider-Man 2. Now, I don't know about everybody else, but I have since sort of gotten over it at this point, and I've moved on and I'm ready for the next Insomniac game, being Wolverine, coming out this fall. And just when I thought I was out from all these Daredevil rumors from Insomniac Games, they reel me back in. Because you see, Insomniac tweeted something very interesting yesterday, which I should mention. Insomniac has been pretty regularly tweeting out gifs and little video clips from the trailer that we got in September of last year and just putting little captions tied to it. Most of the time, it's meant nothing. Last night, though, they said, clause, in quotation, what's that? Some kind of fancy lawyer lingo? Hashtag Wolverine PS5. And well, listen, if you're talking Marvel and you mention a lawyer, you just know. You just know what everybody is going to be saying. You just gotta know what the entire replies are going to be flooded with. Everyone is now speculating that this could be some form of a tease from Insomniac that Daredevil might show up in the game. Now, I'll be totally honest. When there were these rumors and we were all speculating that Daredevil might be in Spider-Man, I felt like it just made sense. We've seen those characters cross over so many times in the comic books and in other media, and also like just them paired up together, it works so well. Daredevil and Wolverine, I don't know. I'm not saying that those two characters haven't crossed paths or anything like that in the comic books, but it's just not something that's as perfect of a blend as a Spider-Man and Daredevil. And part of that as well for me is the fact that, well, Spider-Man takes place in New York, Daredevil is in New York, Wolverine seems to be kind of this globe-trotting adventure. We're going to Madripoor, we're going to the Canadian wilderness, you know, there's all these different locations that you're going to be exploring and going through as you play through the story of Marvel's Wolverine. I don't know where the Daredevil puzzle piece would fit in something like a Wolverine game, where it's just such a perfect fit in a Spider-Man game. But nevertheless, again, it got the entire community talking. So many people are adding me. They're like, Caboose, do you think that this is a Daredevil tease? Do you think that this is finally happening after everything that we had speculated about for Spider-Man 2? I'll be totally honest. I don't think that's what's happening here. I do think there was somebody in Insomniac that didn't put that 2 and 2 together about, well, if I make a little joke here about a lawyer, people are going to think I'm hinting at Daredevil. But honestly, it just sounds like they were just using a pun here, guys. Like a clause in lawyer lingo versus claws as in Wolverine's claws. You know what I'm talking about? That's honestly all that seems to be happening in this situation. And the reason that I say that is because, like I mentioned earlier, Insomniac has been pretty frequently tweeting out little GIFs and clips from that Wolverine gameplay trailer and just adding a caption to it. Sometimes it's meant to be a little punchline, sometimes it's meant to be a little pun, sometimes it's just saying like, oh, look at this Reaver from this trailer, he's about to get sliced in half. None of it seems to be hinting at anything that's going to be in the game. And honestly, it doesn't really seem Insomniac's style to just put out a random tweet on a random Thursday and say, here's a tease that Daredevil's gonna show up in the game. So personally, while I understand why there were a lot of people in the community that got talking about this, and there were a lot of people that were speculating about what's going on because they mentioned the word lawyer and a Marvel game is the subject of the mentioning, but I really don't see that that's what's happening here. And I don't foresee Daredevil showing up in Marvel's Wolverine, just because, like I said, it just doesn't fit as well. Now, with all these little like Daredevil sprinklings happening through the Insomniac games, I mean, Spider-Man 2 had a lot going on to hint at Daredevil. We have that secret room with the hand, the Nelson and Murdoch sign was missing, and the eviction notice was gone, and then it all came back or whatever. There's just so many random things that were happening that teased and had Easter eggs leading towards us believing that there was going to be Daredevil DLC. And now it's starting to have me thinking like, maybe that's a third project that Insomniac is working on. Maybe after Wolverine, after a Spider-Man 3, Marvel's Daredevil from Insomniac? I don't know. I feel like there's gotta be a reason why there was that secret room in Spider-Man 2. There's gotta be a reason why all those things were going on with the Nelson and Murdoch sign in the game for Spider-Man 2. They have to be paying this off in some way. Whether it's Daredevil showing up in Marvel Spider-Man 3, whether them having like a DLC in Spider-Man 3 that's centered around Daredevil, or them just straight up making a Daredevil game. I don't know what it is, but I feel like it would be weird to have all these tiny little hints and have none of it pay off. Unfortunately, it's going to be something that we're just going to have to take our time and wait to see what that payoff is going to be. And of course, I'm going to keep you guys updated on all things Insomniac Games going forward, whether it's Marvel's Wolverine, Spider-Man 3, or whatever else they might be working on. So, subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications. Like I said too, we're in a brand new setup as well, and I am definitely going to be upgrading this setup as time goes on so that it can look nicer and nicer for you guys watching. We're getting very close to the official springtime, and Insomniac did promise that we would be getting a brand new look at Marvel's Wolverine in the spring of this year. The game is out as well officially in the fall, so these next couple of months are going to be really interesting for the channel, and there's going to be a ton of hype building up to Marvel's Wolverine when it releases later in the year. For anyone that's still worried, obviously with the looming threat that is GTA 6 in November, it does sound like PlayStation is very much sticking to their guns. They want to hit that fall release date for Wolverine. They don't plan to have that game move out of that release window. And as I've mentioned in a previous video, I think if Wolverine comes out in like September, October, it'll have more than enough time to get those sales in and, beat the rush that's going to be GTA 6 when the game comes out in November. And also, that's assuming that GTA 6 is going to come out in November. I think we're at least like 7 more delays until GTA 6 actually comes out. But all right, with that being said, now I want to kick it to you guys. Sound off with your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think this tweet from Insomniac actually means anything? Or do you think the entire community is just overreacting, kind of like I do? Do you think it was just a pun? Honestly, that's what I believe. I want to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section below. And, well, do you want Insomniac to make a Daredevil game? I don't know. Sound off with all your thoughts in the comments. I've been Caboose. I'll see you guys later.